Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. Who is Lani Daniels? And why should you take her seriously? Some people saying this is an upset alert. Upset. Shadasia like, next victim. Claressa like, man, please, I fought her already. Shadasia just fighting my leftovers. But Lani's like, yeah, y'all think what y'all want. Don't sleep on me. I didn't really take that Claressa Shields fight seriously, and she couldn't do nothing with me. I should have been more serious in that fight, because now I see just how easy it is that fight could have been for me if I wouldn't have played around so much. But going up against Shadasia, I'm not playing. Ooh-wee. I don't see why most of these people aren't talking about women's boxing the way Hood Champion does. And not just about Claressa, not just about Shadasia, but all the ladies. You see, Lani Daniels, one of those fighters who doesn't always get the attention she deserves until she's already in the ring, proving people wrong, coming out of New Zealand. She's quietly built a reputation as a tough, disciplined, and highly durable fighter who can thrive in situations where expectations are low, while she may not have entered the global spotlight with the same hype as some of her peers. Her journey through the amateur ranks laid a solid foundation for the kind of fighter she has become today. She's technically sound, mentally resilient, and physically prepared to go the distance against elite competition. Many people are paying attention to her performance against Claressa Shields and saying, okay, she was basically in there running around like something you'd see at a circus. They're waiting for her to go out there and start making animal balloons and juggling oranges. But understand this. There's a lot more to her than what was on display against Claressa Shields. Now, take it all the way back. During her amateur career, she developed a style centered around fundamentals, conditioning, and composure. She wasn't necessarily the flashiest fighter, but she understood how to win rounds, how to manage distance, and how to remain calm under pressure. That experience translated directly into her professional career, where she captured regional titles and consistently proven that she belongs in the conversations with higher level fighters. You know what I'm saying? And her ability to adapt mid-fight and stay composed in difficult moments has become one of her defining traits, and something that she knows she may have to show against Shadasia Green. Shadasia Green she's not slowing down. She's only gaining momentum. She's only evolving. Shadasia Green can do everything. Everything. The only chance any fighter has against Shadasia is Shadasia fatigues. That's it. That's the only chance. But I'm going to say this. What really shifted the perception of Lani Daniels, and we got to be real, it's just her performance against Shields. Going into that fight, most fans just feel Daniels as another opponent. Even I was like, okay, what's up with her? She seemed to be joking. I thought she was the chick from the Olympics, the Australian chick, the breakdancing chick, because she had the goddamn hat on, the bucket hat, and I was just waiting for her to start doing some weird breakdancing, but she never did. Not saying she can't, but I hope she doesn't. But I'll just say, people expected her to be outclassed by Claressa Shields. But once the fight began, Daniels showed something that forced people to pay attention. She was durable, she was game, she didn't fold under pressure. While Shields ultimately, won the fight, Daniels demonstrated that she could survive, compete, and even create moments against one of the most accomplished fighters in women's boxing. That performance matters more than people realize. In boxing, how you look in defeat can sometimes elevate your stock just as much as a win. Unfortunately for boxing fans, they like to look at all the negative, but they don't pay attention to the nuances and subtle things that a fighter does well that enables them to go the distance and survive. You got to have some kind of IQ, some kind of stamina, some kind of ability to get in there with a special fighter like Claressa Shields. And then have your own little moments here and there, but to go the distance. So Daniels proved she wasn't just there to make up the numbers. She was there to fight. She showed heart, toughness, willingness to engage, which are qualities that can't be taught. And more importantly, she gained invaluable experience. That's the key takeaway here. The invaluable experience she gained by sharing the ring with an elite level fighter like Claressa. So now heading into that fight with Shadasia Green, hey, hold your horses. Let's not take it to the stupid. I got Green winning. But I'll just tell you this, right? Because I'm talking boxing. Daniels finds herself in a very interesting position. On paper now, many will once again count her out because everyone's going off of her last performance against Claressa. Shadasia Green, bigger, stronger, I think better IQ. I mean, the more dangerous fighter, no doubt. Got the momentum, promotional backing. She has the buzz. She's got the juice now. And she's trying to get that fight with Claressa, but who knows what Claressa's going to do. Some say Claressa putting duck sauce on the fried rice. But she probably just out here just, with her downtime, just doing what she wants because she's the A side and she knows she can do that. But this is where Daniels becomes dangerous, right? She's already been in the ring with a fighter at the highest level and she didn't crumble. And she couldn't be stopped. She wasn't even hurt. That experience alone gives her a level of confidence that can make this fight far more competitive than people expect. Stylistically, Daniels brings a level of grit and endurance and stamina that could test Green in ways she hasn't fully experienced yet. While Green may have the power and physical presence, Daniels has the ability to extend fights, absorb pressure, and force her opponents into uncomfortable territory. If she can drag Green into deeper waters and disrupt her rhythm, this could become the real test. And I mean this, man, when it comes to patience, adaptability for Shadasia. Shadasia, that going into deep waters and allowing Daniels to disrupt her rhythm, that can make the fight interesting. So, we got to see how all that plays out. And that could be one of the motivations for Daniels. She's like, I understand Shadasia. I know she's a threat. I understand the opponent in front of me, but I also see an opportunity. And I know if I get beyond round 6, that increases my chances of winning this fight. And she knows that she can beat Shadasia Green. That doesn't just elevate her career. That changes her career. It would instantly put her back in the spotlight and potentially line her up for even bigger fights. And fighters in that position often bring an elite level of urgency and determination. And that can be a dangerous combination, especially against an opponent who may already be looking ahead to future matchups. And at the same time, I got to be real. Daniels' fight with Shields gives us a reference point that adds intrigue to this matchup. Because, we as fans like to compare performances. If Daniels can perform competitively against Green or even pull off an upset, it creates immediate conversation about how styles match across the division. But if she gets in there and Green just blasts her out, that just tells you that, Lani Daniels just isn't cut for the elite. And that Claressa wasn't able to cut that ring off. And of course, they had more power. Maybe Claressa would have got her out of there. The bottom line is, narratives in boxing are just built differently. You know what I'm saying? But one thing's for sure, Daniels has a chance to reshape her own narrative in a major way. So the bottom line is this. Lani Daniels may be a stepping stone to many, but she's not. She's proven, battle-tested, and look, she's already shown she can handle the bright lights and tough competition. She may not be the favorite. She may never be the favorite. But she's a live opponent, and you got to give her credit for that. And if Shadasia Green underestimates her in any way, Daniels has the tools and the mindset to make this fight far more complicated than people expect, especially coming off that Claressa Shields fight and all the valuable experience that she gained. See if she can employ it, and let's see what happens. I got Green winning, but I'm going to just tell you, don't sleep on Lani Daniels. I'm sure she learned from that Claressa fight, just like Perkins learned from that Claressa fight. But I think Shadasia learned from the Franchon fight. She learned from that Savannah fight, and she knows she can fight. She can hurt people. She got stamina, conditioning, IQ, and she knows what's in front of her, and she's not going to come in and move down the ladder when it comes to being committed to her training camp. Shadasia Green knows. I think she knows what her Achilles heels may be, and it's conditioning. And she 100% is going to have that shit on lock because she knows Lani Daniels can move around the whole fight. Anyway, y'all keep cool. I don't know, is it a setup fight or a hidden war? I think Shadasia gets her. We got to wait and see. Keep cool. You know what I'm in.